I said 1 as I unmuted, so I lied. Already starting to stream. As with every single time, it's like as soon as I start, I forget everything I was going to say. But now I remember. Welcome to TVGS Transmissions. We are doing something kind of very experimental this time. We're going to try building a game using audience suggestions. So this is like the first time like we're doing this, so it's probably going to be pretty rough and bumpy. Like I don't know how far we'll actually get with anything, because like we're going to be making something in Unreal 4, which is pretty easy to do some stuff with, but it could just be a lot of Googling. We'll see. But I do have, actually let me just move our screen over.
Oh, we're getting a request and a seconded request for introductions.
Oh, introductions.
Yes.
Oh, I forgot I am displaying everything. So I'm
yeah, oh my goodness, yes you are.
I'm going to remove my backgrounds because I don't think I have. Yeah.
Is it programmed with imaginary numbers? I don't think that's why it's
I don't know. Where am I looking for? I'm looking for a picture. There we go.
We
No.
can program with imaginary numbers. It's just a matter of having a vector too.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess we could do introductions. I am John Ciceri. I made a slap game called Slap Friends. That's my big claim to fame, is I made a game where you put on puppets and use that as a game controller. And that got me to the West Coast twice at GDC and Indiecade, which was, I keep like underselling myself, but it's like it was actually really fun and it's really cool.
Game.
Yeah. So it was like a pretty fun time, and that's kind of like got into TVGS, and you know my skill set, I would say, like I'm definitely like a ton more proficient in Unity. Unity has a lot more coding than Unreal has. Like it will take us. We'll see. Like I could get into like what the long-term ideas for like these kind of streams would be, but I went with Unreal because I've been learning it a ton, and most importantly, like you can get some like really cool like visual stuff like up and running like really quickly. Like you know, it's a game engine designed to be like pretty efficient, and you know, like I kind of had this idea because we did a Unreal lesson. Like I taught this Unreal lesson like I guess November, and I was kind of like thinking it would kind of be fun to do this without the pressure of trying to teach people how to use a game engine that I've been using for like 2 months. So this is kind of be a mixture of a learning experience and kind of just showing like this is how I do coding. It's not that magical. I just Google. But if anyone else around the table wants to introduce themselves.
I'm Frederica. I'm Apogee13 on the chat, so I've said hello. I don't have much of a claim to fame. I'm mostly a hobbyist. I'm a hobbyist. Anyone else?
The greatest claim to fame, the hobbyist, right?
Okay, my name is Greg here. I'm GWL English in the chat. I'm new here. I'm just checking the place out. I'm looking to learn a little bit about Unreal. I didn't know we were building in Unreal. I'm just kind of familiar with that. So, it'll be a nice learning experience here. Yeah. So let's just see what we build. Pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Hi.
So,
No, go on.
I was going to say, and how you doing as well.
Come to open office hours. Yes, thank you, Taco Bell. That is always a good suggestion. My name is Taro Mia. I am basically Mia Games. You can find me at Mia Games on Twitch and at miagames.com. But anyways, You'll find me on Twitch as JackTar10101 because I made this horrible mistake and not typed in Omnia Games, but that's beside the point. My claim to fame is the Recursive Dollhouse, which scored #1 in Ludum Dare 37 under Innovation. So play it. I like the game jam a lot. I probably have like 30 plus games in my library portfolio now, so it's a lot of fun and dandy games.
Is that text readable at all?
It's hard to see.
It's not
Or because that actually has the instructions of how to submit.
Oh yeah,
That's
not very
unreadable.
visible.
Okay, give me 1 second.
It's really, it's on the, I mean, if I full screen it, I can see it, but,
Yeah.
also, just, want to make it clear we have a code of conduct, so don't suggest anything that's, inappropriate.
Right.
And be respectful.
If you want the short version, be wonderful to each other and do not make assumptions about each other. Nice, I thought.
So we just set up Nightbot, which hopefully will field most of the stuff. So basically, the way for like Twitch people to do stuff will be if you type in, everyone can see it on screen except me, so I need to like actually look. I also was smart and like closed out of it. So you can make a suggestion by !suggest. It'll send you to our Google form where you can like just type up a suggestion, and we have this spreadsheet open where I will see suggestions right away, and people present here can just call out things, and like it's going to be pretty informal. Like I'll try and see how best we can like incorporate as much as we can, but we all also may end up doing like 1 or 2 things. Like someone says, make a race car, and that's 3 hours. So why don't we? So it's already 8:30 about. Why don't we actually just get started right away?
Sounds good.
So I guess like I kind of went over ground rule. I mean, ground rules are like there and whatnot. So basically, the goal with this is I want to come up with a game that's like functional. So like it doesn't have to be like good or make any cohesive sense. It just has to be something where you can start it up, you can play through it, things will happen, and you can get to an end and be satisfied, hopefully. So there isn't like any themes or anything in mind, but like this first session, I guess, will be like laying the groundwork for like everything we're going to be building up. Because I do like, I guess I could talk about it a little later, but like my idea is like we kind of do more of these streams, like maybe every other week or something. But we'll see how this one goes. So one thing that's really nice about Unreal is they give you some like templates that give you like a ton of stuff like right away. So like first person will give you like a gun with some physics. Virtual reality is like my favorite, where it gives you like a ton of virtual reality tools that just make like a playground in a couple minutes. We have third person, where you control this like robot dude. Top down, you control a top down robot dude. So does anyone have any ideas of like which one to start with?
I submitted a suggestion.
Oh, Taro submitted a suggestion.
Oh, Taco Bell has too.
Howdy, welcome to the transmission.
Make a rectangle appear on the screen.
Feel free to make yourself at home on these chairs.
First word meteorite, second world chinchilla, third world chupacabra.
Make sure to keep the language
I
at worst PG-13.
Okay, so whenever that finishes.
Like a hairy meteorite? Like chinchillas?
Oh, like a, God, yeah, no, like chinchillas, like just raining down from the sky. And they turn into chupacabras, or like were chinchillas. I could, all right. That might.
Have to be cohesive, right?
Yeah. We could roll with that.
That probably might
And you have to duck them?
You have to save them? Or
No, you have to duck. I don't know that.
You have to run away.
Duck?
You
So
don't
they're
want to be hit
horizontally
by it.
or are they? Why would I duck?
Because you don't want to be hit by the chinchilla.
I just moved up.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how Hunter approves of raining chinchillas.
Hmm.
Can we have the gun shoot meteoroids and then chinchillas?
Oh, God.
That's all right. You know what? I kind of like that. A gun that shoots.
Comes from the gun or like
Yeah.
sends something and then the chinchilla comes from the sky?
Maybe.
Oh,
Like you calling it down from the satellite.
weapon upgrades
Oh.
is Taco Bell.
I had this like really silly idea for 7-day FPS at one point, where the entire point was you had like these power-ups that you had to constantly collect. So it's basically like super crate bots, where you get points for collecting as much power-ups, and you're constantly being chased after zombies in all directions. But every power-up would give you like a random weapon, and these weapons would just go from okay normal bullet stuff to suddenly like stuff that shoots cars, stuff that shoots jet airplanes for no reason. I had this idea where it will shoot like a skyscraper and it will just bulldoze through everything. I had an idea where it just
Is
shoots
the skyscraper vertical or horizontal?
This is probably like a horizontal, first person, Serious Sam style shoot 'em up.
Specifically the skyscraper. Is it shooting out horizontally at zombies or just?
Oh no, it's vertical. Yeah, it's just vertical and it slides as if it's on ice. Like I had like really.
Zombies on ice.
Right, exactly. I had like these really
Hmm.
silly ideas where the weapon just gets more and more silly over time.
I kind of like that. Well, we'll see. We'll see. So here's a really good first thing. What's a name we could call this? Just like literally anything at all.
So, fun fact, every time I start making a game, I don't have a name for it. So we're gonna call this the TVGS game.
I could. TVGS.
We're suggesting
Hot fudge.
Yeah.
Do it now! Or forever hold peace.
Oh, the TV just hodgepodge, that's a good one.
So we could call it that for now. We'll see. Like I like that coming out. And let's go with first person because I think I could do a lot more with first person. Oh God, did it just crash? That would be promising.
Quite possible.
I was just loading.
This never has happened before.
Yeah. Oh no, let's just run the most like graphically intense game engine as we're streaming it. Nothing will go wrong.
Yeah, that's a little bit why I was surprised if it was Unreal. It's a little more intense than a Unity.
Yeah. My computer should be able to handle it because I've done like I mean this is like VR capable, so also we actually did stream it because I streamed it for the Lesson Night. Yeah, so it did work.
So there's a Unreal
You know,
lesson night. We do lesson nights, so and we post the videos. Oh, you know what lesson nights, but we post the videos later, so they're on the website.
It's loading a lot of shaders.
Maybe familiar with these things, so doesn't really use better than
Oh, whoops. I'm going to.
Right. I've heard a lot of things about Unreal between 3D artists who, of course, just want to be able to make a game quickly, and then a programmer who, of course, wants to make a game quickly, but they have two very different approaches of doing so. So Unreal is very artist-friendly, and it has a visual focus.
Yeah.
Versus Unity, which has this very flat coding architecture that's really nice and easy to figure out and understand. So as it turns out, I'm a programmer, so yes, I am a Unity programmer. But I have a lot of respect for Unreal and doing what it's capable of doing.
Yeah, it's really nice. Just most of these things are like that.
There we go. Yeah.
And a lot of the real games look similar. You see the kind of things you tell it's running on Unreal.
I am sure we can change that. In fact, let's put that suggestion in. Make sure you change the shapers so that it doesn't look like
Unreal.
a generic Unreal game.
Oh, and Nephron Hunter is asking, is shooting the cube dealing with your issues related to containing cubes?
That could be.
Shoot the cubes.
You really forbid your chinchilla?
I was trying to find like just a fur texture, but these are like just pictures of animals. Oh wait.
Bayonet.
Bayonet.
Greg also suggests that we should make it look like Donkey Kong Country 2. This is a completely fair statement. We can make anything possible.
Actually, chinchilla? I've got an idea.
Yes, Nephron Hunter, there are cute pictures of animals. So much fur.
Can I do?
I don't even need it.
Make sure your safe search is on, by the way.
Yeah, safe search is on.
Phew, that was a close call.
Your history's clear too, right?
Chinchillas, can you get one legally?
Yeah.
I know people who have pet chinchillas,
Yeah,
yeah.
my cousin always too.
Alright, well,
here's,
I have to change
what
my
the-
sister's opinion.
Oh.
Let me.
Oh, Nephron wants the hug and pet one. Are they like the softest fur or
Yeah,
something?
Yeah.
I'm surprised it really doesn't have like a fur shaper that you can just throw in a bottle or something.
There's something strange.
It might. I could look that up, but I do have an
I
idea.
assume domesticated chinchillas are allowed to touch, but yeah, no, that would make a lot of sense.
Before you get a chinchilla, make sure you do the research.
Yeah, every single pet, always do research first before you acquire one.
Yes.
I remember when my mom, when my sister demanded that she get a hamster, my mom responded, write a 10-page essay right now.
About hamsters?
Yes, about how to raise a hamster. And so my sister actually had to go to the library, pick out some how to raise a hamster books, and write up an essay.
That is a good idea. And Nephron Hunter said, TBGS should have a petting zoo, and you agreed.
So now we have that texture in there. Although I probably should have.
Are you sure that's a public domain?
Yeah, it's Wikipedia.
Oh, okay.
I changed the Google search so like only bring up Creative Commons.
Nice. Great job, Media
Stuff.
Wiki.
So I'm
Just
gonna.
take a section of it?
Oh, wow.
Use a section of it.
The material didn't do anything.
It's gonna take a second to load. Since
Uh,
generating.
Close enough.
Okay, now we have to assemble the boxes to make the full picture.
Yeah.
Don't we just need to like adjust the UV mapping or?
Yeah.
Crop.
That is actually perfect to
Oh,
show you.
that's
That's a good chinchilla movie, right?
I like that. Look at that face.
Now you have to make this look like Donkey Kong, remember?
Are you making
I know.
a spray?
It's like cute income medicine.
You gotta render it, then you gotta take a screenshot of it, and then.
Alright, so our latest suggestion is make sure that there's a hugging, petting animation.
Animations will be another time.
Is it that there's chinchilla meters rain from the sky and you have to go hug them when they land, otherwise they can't see the property?
That's really good. That's a good game. I really, oh God. All right, maybe I just make a bunch of spheres and. Wait, I know actually.
Yeah, we're not gonna do cute murders.
chupacabras are cute.
Starter
Or am I
content.
thinking happy? I think I'm mistaking them with happy capybaras or something.
Oh, yeah.
Capybaras.
Like
The goat eater.
Little sucker.
So yeah, so these are capybaras, which are also like furry little cute things, and then
They are the largest.
yeah, it's like a weird Pokemon evolution. That's the chupacabra, which is just like.
Capybaras is in the middle of it.
So we have to get it.
This is the bunny from Monty Python. This is Taco Bell.
Yeah.
I guess it's chinchilla.
What happens if you search for the Google Poly search?
Like for a poly model, like
Yeah.
or oh no.
Actually search it poly.google.com.
Wait, you could do that. Wait, how to do that?
Yeah.
So poly.
Poly.google.com. DOLY.
I have no idea how to actually spell it. Wait. There we go. Boy, get used to that. No. How do you spell chinchilla? Yeah. Let Google do all the typing for me. No. This is actually a cool site.
Possibly being too niche.
Rodent?
A rabbit. Space cat.
Yo, Knuckles.
Yeah.
Totally not copyrighted.
It's Totoro. Are these all made with like a Google editor or something? Like I guess Tilt Brush maybe.
I think they're all STL files.
Yeah, actually let's get the.
So Google did make this database specifically for the purpose of their, I think, AR library, so they can add these models dynamically.
Let me spell that again.
There's a 3D Mothman.
Wow, that is
I like these meteors.
Meteor IDK. Huh.
Meteor, I don't know. Why do you not know this is a meteor?
like that, and it opens up to
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a rock, yeah.
Lots and lots of awesome particle effects. Nice, mounted, we did it.
We're getting closer, I guess.
Yeah, those are really good.
Boulder.
How many polys is in there? It looks mostly texture to me, but yeah, let's check the poly count just to make sure.
How do you do that?
Good question. I don't know.
Oh, that's true. Oh, I can't, like, when you move over here, you can't scroll down. That's what's happening. Oh, so that's, yeah. Let me just try downloading it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's an OBJ file. Green hat. Let me see if I.
Just name the game
That's
object
true.
ramp.
There you go.
And then it's credited.
Yeah.
You gotta add a credit screen.
Yeah. Let me,
Nobody wants credits.
for 1 second, because I may have some like, okay, nope. I thought I had some like, yep, there's some Microsoft keys there, which I just want to have like a, just wanted to have a notepad open so I could keep track.
Game design practice. Keep track of where you get your assets. So you get hunting down later in the credit.
That's what I do. Sometimes it's easy though. I mean, where you going.
Yeah.
Actually, dismiss that. Wanted to. Oh, there we go. Let's see how well this will turn out. Yeah.
You see it?
Maybe if I change the rotation.
Yeah, so it's looking at you.
Well, let's just start at least. So maybe. Well, chinchillas are in the game now. We'll have to see how that involves. Let's see. Models. Downloads. I'm gonna make. One second. Yeah. I just realized I'm gonna throw everything where it's not gonna be. Yeah. Definitely. Just download that again real quick. I'm going to see if I could just import that directly into Unreal. I'm not confident this will work. Alright. It's a little weird sometimes. Oh, actually kind of worked. No smoothing group was found in FBX, so.
Yes, we did it.
Nice, look at that.
Majestic.
No, it's just like a model. Or I think it by default it has physics on it, so you can't walk through it, but. Can shoot chinchillas at a floating meteor. So that's in there. Actually,
Next step, try to get it to call.
yeah. Well, that's a good point.
So why are we shooting chinchillas again? I thought the chinchillas are supposed to transport to capybaras or something.
Yeah, I can like that. So they're falling from the sky.
Yeah.
So that the next thing is kind of like
kind of thinking.
It's a,
Yeah. Well,
it's
one.
a Sim Zoo game where you drop animals from the sky, and that becomes an important game mechanic when you have to destroy some rocks by dropping animals from the sky. Also, they turn into capybaras, and then
So, what if So, what?
I'm sorry.
no, I keep inserting capybaras for no reason. So yes, Frederica corrected me.
Yeah,
Rightfully so.
obviously right some, so you can really
Is it possible to, using the same Gears of War logic, to have like what's it called, hammer from heaven or whatever, to have
Like a.
basically they have things fall from the sky, but also have it hammer dawn, to have like an indicator telling you where it's going to fall.
That's what I was just thinking. Like maybe instead of having a gun, you just have like a, there's like some sort of cursor just on the ground, and when you click, instead of firing, it just fires from above and just plants a chinchilla. I guess. We could start from there.
So back to the satellite strike idea.
Yeah, I think so. I think that would be the first idea. Is like maybe. I don't know.
It's be like a really you see the laser beam coming down and the chinchillas
So
come out.
yeah. So
Now, we have to record our voices. One of us is going to make a silly noise, and when the chinchilla lands on the ground, we replace that sound. And remember to add in pitch randomization. Yes, I am.
I have to say I agree with you.
Yeah, after the same thing.
Is this? Oh, there.
Oh, we did it. We found a rabbit.
It's a rabbit, bison, cow, lion, ground sloth.
The chinchillas now.
There's a kangaroo.
That's actually a really awesome kangaroo. I love it.
Oh, these are all done by people.
Yeah. Chinchilla. I mean, I don't know. Well, the ears aren't. It's just literally a giant rat.
We just need something to give it the extra fluffiness, right?
Yeah.
And we just put it on top of that.
Just change the color of the rat and call it, and also make it maps.
What about like a dust bunny? Do you think that you would have qualities of like a dust bunny? It's kind of
Oh, yeah.
floopy.
Dust bunnies are
It's games.
not many.
You never seen any video with this one?
That's a.
That's a Stanford rabbit. It's close enough. It's not quite Stanford rabbit. So for those not in the know, back in the old times, Stanford rabbit was a common model used by computer graphics studiers and programmers to create different shaders. I think nowadays they use a completely different set of models that are far more complex.
So I'm gonna try. We'll use this for right now. I might try and add like big ears or something.
Does Unreal have ragdoll?
It does.
All right, perfect.
I'm not entirely sure how easy it is to add a skeleton to a model.
Oh, I see.
Like it definitely has ragdoll, like Unity does. So.
Well, we just have to have the same animation logic as everything, which is to say, it just rolls.
Yeah.
It just rolls around.
Alright. I need to name these better.
But it's not obvious.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's wood rat. Throw that in. It's gonna
Failed
have.
to import.
No, next. Oh no, it's not importing the material.
Oh, well, we just to be expected.
Yes, so
So
let's see
for
what
the
this-
people who have not used Unreal before, are you able to comprehend what the heck is going on? You can be honest.
I can. But
Where?
this is a lot of more things.
Oh my God! It is actually the size of a wood wrap. I did not expect that.
Blow it up.
How do I wait? Scale. Is this doing anything? Oh. Yeah, all right, there we go.
Right, we got a capybara here. Exactly as I have long demanded.
Look at that.
You can jump on it, right?
I can bump into it. I think the
Oh, it's a square collider. Rectangle collider.
maybe. Actually, we could check.
Rodents of unusual size, yes.
Are we able to see?
Didn't XKCD make the calculation of what would happen if you had a mole of moles, and they said basically it would turn into its own planet? Oh no, it doesn't. It doesn't. No. It didn't say it will create its own planet per se, but it said something along the lines of it'll create like a yeah, a dwarf planet like thing, because unfortunately moles are not warm-blooded enough to create a significantly high enough core to consider to call a planet.
So a little over half the mass of our moon. I'm looking at it now. It is XKCD, wow.
So eventually, a mole of these chinchillas will eventually turn into. I'm just making stuff up at this point. I think the original idea of we must hug the chinchillas to make sure that it does not turn into a wood rat.
That's hard to be overboard.
Particles is prevent the return of bubonic plague.
Yeah.
Not the idea of bubonic plague. That's rats.
Holy crap.
I don't think you have no, not so looking in there.
Oh,
Sure.
fur material. Did
Yeah.
Alright, we just want to be able to copy paste whatever someone's doing.
Oh, that's at whoops. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, I mean that kind of looks cool. Do they have like a thing I could follow? Copy to paste code from here. Oh.
Alright, copy paste it. I don't know where to put it.
I think this is like the C++ like translation of what the blueprint is doing.
But really uses C++.
Yeah, like basically whenever you do a blueprint, it's just C++. It's just like all the methods and functions and everything like just translated in a very visual way. Like you are able to just like have straight code like when you start a project. Like I think it's like It's definitely easy to take like when you initialize it, I think there's some settings you have to change if you want to add blueprints and things. But it's pretty easy to go back and forth between them. But for the most part, like, I mean, I like using blueprints for right now because blueprints are just really easy to do.
I think there should be free already right now.
So I'm going to try. Format. Yeah. Oh, so this is going to be fun. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Oh, there we go. Fix that. Yeah. Keep that.
Watching the day had the guys that character that tells us stuff
Yeah, I think I watched it.
yeah, this is more advanced character later.
Oh, cool.
I don't know how you did it. So,
Can I just print screen?
well, what's something that looks like yeah, unless it's like something like you know, you could encode like lines, what trial numbers, what are they called?
Carpet, maybe.
Yeah, well, I mean, those things, is it a line number? You just make like a bunch of line numbers? And I don't know if the same thing is in real. You know, just a series of game objects. You just like one and you can this thing's not going to be that complicated.
There's gonna be a lot of
It's not going to be that complicated.
Extra sample error. Oh. What's yelling about?
Like a water here?
So that's a start though. Oh. This is the fun bit. I'm not gonna try doing that. I think. Actually, is there a way?
I have returned.
Welcome back.
Trying to see if there's a way to. Actually, if I go here.
Look,
Try to.
bogged down.
Yeah, I might move on in a minute. I just want to see if there's like an easy way to open this up. I do not think there is. I might Google for like another minute though. Hmm. Oh, you need UVs and stuff. I don't know. Alright, so, forget that. What's our looking pain? Look like Donkey Kong 2. Should we change shaders? Right back into shaders, so.
It's similar to the meteor right there.
Yeah, let's, so, why don't we just start doing the meteorite bit after it finishes saving? Save, Control Shift S, there we go. Save all.
Remember, every game should have an objective. I'm being silly when I say this.
We'll start have the objective right now is going to be running away from meteorite chinchillas from space.
Just to let you know, this is actually a false definition. Video games do not need to have an objective as far as I'm concerned. I often broadly define games as a set of rules. But don't even, objective is not even part of that definition, so. And yes, it is deliberately broad. I'm not really bothered to fine-tune it because I'm being lazy, but
We're very accepting.
right, exactly.
Lots of different types of games. We used to see some of the games that didn't have other kind of rules.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Just to challenge that.
I don't know of that many society that has no rules. I mean, does physics count as rules? I guess.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, I define rules. Man-made rules, but then that's going to be as soon as machine learning rules.
I do think the fundamental experience of every game is the willingness to accept the rules that are applied to you and just live with it. Because it's often it's just momentarily during that moment that you're dealing with those rules does the emergent experience come through.
Yeah, it's essentially this week.
Magic circle.
Very blockers.
Actually, I got to do that.
Yeah, it's a similar road to Express.
Did Moxabot now tell us that we're live?
I don't think so. I'm just looking up how to spell chinchilla. Don't mind me. Alright, so do pawn, chinchilla. No, I didn't want to rename.
Oh yes, that is our code of conduct.
That's what we're gonna find out.
Oh, Rufus. Yours?
Yeah,
Tar.
I don't know how you
Tar. Nice one.
But yeah, all that stuff can be programmed. I know how to do it manually, but just in theory, long ago.
Wait.
No, there was something. Sometimes you want to make your own gravity. There's no gravity. It's like steady.
Yeah.
this while everyone's watching your screen. I can't type with you.
Yeah, Unreal's actually kind of different because they do all of these things with all of those props that we were seeing.
It looks so weird. It looks like
It's Tigger.
Yeah, I think we do that with compositions. I mean, you could edit the power region value to it. Just a bit. It's on the system. And then you can slow down the visual
This game will make us respect Chinchillas by hugging them.
Respect or fear?
Hmm?
Respect or fear?
Respect.
both.
That's true.
I mean, it's interesting mechanic. You can kind of, yeah, I like it. You kind of hug them, but then there's also that danger that if they turn, you can shoot them. Or you have to shoot them, maybe because they start spreading the camera all over the place.
Trying to figure out because like normally there's positional stuff. Like you could, make it so it's not stand, not end like that. But I'm not sure where it all went. I did download an update for Unreal, so they could have just moved everything around. Move ball.
Maybe if they turn into a chupacabra, you have to hug them really, really tightly.
So you only need a humpy stage.
Right. Oh, yeah, it's gonna be like the skateboarding games where you have a balance gauge.
Well, and if you hug them too much, the head pops off.
No.
If you hug them too hard. You have to just like in the balance game with grinding, right? If you don't grind well enough, then you fall off.
I was thinking if you don't hug it well enough, you just fall off the chupacabra, and then you have to go through a momentary animation of being stunned.
Okay.
This is a non-violent game, I tell you. I know chinchillas are falling from the sky, and that is predictably violent, but that's besides the point.
Well, they're so fluffy, it doesn't hurt.
Trying
Now,
to.
only can make that part of that. If you have the dimension, right, you can have a little scoop and bounce on the
Right.
ground, right?
Yeah.
And it's also audio too. This is
If you have any suggestions for what sound effects you would like to put in, feel free to suggest them into the suggestion poll.
I love we got like surround sounds. You just hear Chinchilla falling all over.
So I'm gonna throw it into.
What's that?
It's still, yeah, it's still one. It's still fun. You want to see what's that?
So because it's I'm wondering if it doesn't have like. It's acting weird because it's an OBJ instead of FBX.
We have new people on the chat.
Hello.
There's a suggestion that we fix this wrap for the players to be on other players would be fun. No, I refuse. Carbonicles, darn it, I keep mispronouncing chupacabra.
Find it now.
The rat or the bat.
You lost a rat. Oh, there he is.
Oh,
Let's see.
Also, a good friend of ours, Bright Star, says we need Bionicles.
Actually, wait. That is easy to do because I came prepared.
Can the Bionicle be a gun? Or no, it's gotta be a wand. A magical wand that summons the chinchillas from the sky as a meteor.
He's like waving it by his beats.
I like that. Like this. Come here. Alright. Like that, what do you do when planes are off there waving the flags and stuff? But not waving at the door.
Happy now?
There it is.
No, this is great though. I love it. Also, larger than the rat. No, what am I talking about? It's chinchilla. Let's go.
Yes. I appreciate it, but that was something you were prepared for.
I love it.
Yes.
It says Bright Star.
This might break something because I'm trying to move stuff as it's compiling. Unreal may not like this.
The Bionicles was too much.
But there we go. It worked. So,
I heard the Bionicle comments are really good.
they're alright. Speaking as someone who owns like each paper copy.
That's a focus. We got a cheaper conference face class.
Well, Batman sounded that straight.
Well, it's up to us to decide. Who's sound good from that?
Alright, so we're gonna add voice acting into this game. It's just gonna be a person saying Batman.
Okay, so we're gonna take like a couple levels deeper where the Bionicle has a chinchilla mask, thinks it's a chinchilla, and is trying to save its comrades.
So it's like walking around from the
That is deep lore right there. I'm down.
I love the action of this one.
Oh, so Taco Bell suggested that for Batman to just say Batman.
I was thinking how you did Batman, like, you do it like how it should have ended. Because I'm Batman.
Or we go Adam West, just in the opposite direction.
Which is I will say.
You can say it, but you probably might not get it.
Oh, probably was.
Maybe we can add in like a quote instead of saying I'm Batman, I am the man that defeated Superman or something like that.
Martha.
No, none of that.
This lore is so deep. We gotta keep going further. So now that we got Bionicles, which was not in the suggestion page, Bright Star. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, it was easy for me to add. that was the big thing.
Of course, John. Always prepared. I never expected anything less.
Yeah. Yeah, I had it like in another project. Like I actually took the toy itself because I have this is like the original 2001 toy, which I like still have, and I like actually compared the colors and try to in another project. It's like color accurate, but this time we'll just do simple stuff.
Taco Bell suggests borrow stuff from the Ultimate Showdown. Oh, the Ultimate. That's me. I think the chat is now required to argue about whether or not Batman vs Superman was a good movie.
I still haven't seen Justice League. My brother accidentally saw it twice. because the second time, well, the first time he went to see it like intentionally, and the second time he was trying to see the new Thor movie, and his friend misread the directions to the theater, so they got too late, and they saw it again, and he didn't like it the second time.
That's just like me with Independence Day. Not the latest one.
The latest one was like so bad.
How did they like kill off Will Smith's character and just dialogue?
Yeah, it was like online somewhere. It's like, oh, he's dead now from like it's like a test flight accident, like a plane blew up next to him or something. It was a weird movie. It's like they kind of tried to I don't know. Basically, they're like, oh, the aliens actually wanted the Earth's lava because that's how they power their spaceships, and then yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It was really weird. And then it's like it took them like 20 years to like get the mothership into Earth.
And they like actually do okay, but this time the mothership is bigger.
Yeah.
The wireframe.
It's like, oh, it's the size of a moon now.
That's
It must be bigger. It's just they did it bigger.
It's Chinchilla.
Could be like a scarecrow. Well, there's like something here. It's like blocking my movements now.
Oh, like there's an invisible wall.
Maybe. No, there it is. What could be there? Oh, there's like a what? What's this?
Yeah, what is that? That's
There's
not
like
from
a-
the Bionicle, is it?
Wow. There's like a square thing blocking volume. I don't know. I'm gonna delete that. Let's see if that breaks something. That might be. There's weird stuff with Unreal. Like you have to like actually make like invisibles areas where like AI for instance needs like a nav mesh. So you just like make this invisible square and plop it down. Very, very similar to like how Construct does it, where it's just like literally the area you map out. I suppose I guess like most engines do it like that. So,
It's a bit like a true Bionicle.
because it's one thing to kind of figure out. It's like, are we haven't. I feel like we haven't actually established like, are we fighting chinchillas? Are we like protecting them? Are we like controlling them?
I think it was to keep them from going evil and coming to the population.
Yeah.
But I know there might be difficult.
If you blew away, they would fall into the sky.
That's
Maybe
true.
it's like a Tamagotchi game where once a chinchilla reaches a certain level of maturity, they go to
So like
Gremlins? But yeah, Tamagotchi would end with your pet going off to its own faraway planet. So we gotta make sure that we add in a rectangle that says your chinchilla went to a faraway planet.
is that just meant to keep kids buying new Tamagotchis?
Maybe so.
I think an individual Tamagotchi would bring up like a random pet anyways, so it was just a matter of constantly raising them and growing them out and raising them again and so on and so forth. I remember my mom, this was when I was still a young kid and I would play games as they were instructed. And my mom, of course, will not play the game as instructed.
But it's
And
a
we'll-
set of rules.
Right. I think I learned all that attributes from my mom, so now I become exactly like my mom, where I play games by completely ignoring the instructions and doing whatever the heck I want.
Oh, that's where you get it from, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, the Bionicle takes care of them since they start. Things in that.
Oh God. There we go. I broke something.
Oh.
What happened?
I tried to import the file from another Unreal project and it had a fit about it. I don't think it doesn't look like it did anything. Where was it? Where am I looking? Oh, oops. Final models. Unknown extension US. All right. That it's so those are like actual Unreal files. But
Maybe you don't control where the chinchillas fall, and so the rate of the chinchilla is based off of, like, I guess over time or whatever your score is. I'm trying to come up with an arbitrary objective here.
yeah, I don't know. The objective could come later. Let's just get
No, I like it. It's
following.
like the better you do the game, the more chinchillas there are, and the harder you do it.
Mm.
So it's not like there's a limit, it's just all.
Yeah, it's all peaceful. Yeah, and the chinchillas themselves, once you save them, they can just stay there, so they present themselves as a natural obstacle. So even though you're saving them, now you gotta run around them to go save the other ones.
Yeah.
Maybe if a chinchilla is mature enough and goes to its own planet, it leaves some points, and so you have some now turret defense mechanism where you can drop bionicles that protect chinchillas from chupacabras.
I feel we should just make it top down.
Right size of the objective should be at the animals.
Well, I think the thing I'll work at the very least, like we need some way to make chinchillas fall from the sky. So that is.
So you need to apply
can.
rigid bodies now.
Kinda, I guess.
Or whatever Unreal equivalent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, enable gravity. Simulate physics. Oh, a chinchilla or the wood rat that you can't see at all. There it is.
Sit up there.
Hi, Woody.
So let's see, 100, 100, 100. Whoops.
Now you can see it.
Oh, so it's not that.
There you go. That's good enough, right? Now you just gotta get
Yeah.
into
Shoot him over to a corner or something. I mean, the tail problem solves itself.
Yeah.
Fight it!
The only thing you could do is shoot it.
and then it stands up and it's happy.
You could push it around.
Maybe if we have like an invisible gun and an invisible bullet, make it so that the bullet is right, really short, so that when it hits the chinchilla, it's like, okay, now that's considered fucking.
Oh yeah, this is we're hugging it right now.
No. The world doesn't have to know that we're doing that. You just have to hide everything. That's why I said a short-lived bullet.
Yeah, and just hide the gun itself.
So hide the gun
Yeah.
itself, hide the bullets.
Or even you don't die, just push it back from it so they can't see on the camera.
Exactly.
And turn it off. Or move the camera forward.
I just end up being different bullets going off and getting blocked, so you don't know why.
We determine the hearts. It's like heart power.
Just aggressive love.
Yeah, it's gonna save you some tools.
Now, probably, okay, so there's quite a backlog of chat
Oh, sorry.
on meeting.
No. Alright, Chevron is like, is that like Neopets? No. Oh, right, no, sorry, it's for. Alright, the object is the manuals, first person cutter game, first person cutter is
No.
using the genre. Is that like Neopets?
can we make it so that one, the bullets are invisible, and two, the mouse can detect that a bullet hit it? And
Yeah.
and then I don't know. We make particle effects appear.
Sends out a message that tells the bullets to stop resisting.
Oh, Chinchillas' bodies can't get even a little bit wet. I remember something about that. Yeah, they take ice baths.
Right, Star, you were suggesting to kill chinchillas all this time?
I don't think
Oh,
Rick
no.
was meaning to do that. He's been so nurturing and peace loving here. I think that was fun.
By the way, Bright Star, if you are listening to this, yes, I'm being sarcastic.
Bro. Oh, we don't need any of this. Sorry, VR. Where's it yelling?
But imagine the possibilities of petting in VR. It'll be just like that pet game with the Kinect all the way back when they were showing off that E3 demo, and everyone was convinced they should buy a Kinect after that, and the rest was history.
Is that the one with the kid?
Yeah.
Pet the kid?
Poor kid, by the way. I mean, she was doing it exactly right. Yeah, I blame Microsoft for that.
Right, so it says, yeah, I wonder if Great Star is actually listening. He says, we gotta water them like frogs. They're not, they're too
You gotta give them a liquid called hugging.
But, yeah.
I mean, that's fine. Kids play the game and then they get a chinchilla and then they water it. Like it was in the game.
Oh, no.
I love that we're now going in the same direction. Oh my goodness. We're now going in the same direction as, what's the game series? Viva Pinata, which I think involved actually growing some of these pinatas from the ground. Oh no, excuse me. You're supposed to make a garden that invited more pinatas into your garden. That's right. I remember now. But yeah, maybe it's like Viva Pinata where you have to plant a bunch of things, and then that can
You plant a meteorite and it tracks space chinchillas.
Chinchillas bath in dust. In one area, they roll around in volcanic dust to get clean using static.
You are really learning a lot about animals.
Does that mean she should dust
Just turn around and do a part of it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. We make. So actually, let's change up.
Maybe there's a hole in the world where once we get the
Or
chinchillas there, they're
she
gone. We
does
don't have to worry about them anymore.
chinchillas and shoot water.
Just muffle it.
There you go.
So they're going to a surface.
Remember that every time a chinchilla hits the ground, we need to add camera shakes.
That's true.
Large camera shakes. Just make the whole game. It's a big camera.
Yeah, give them dust. There we go. We're all on the same page.
Oh, wait, where did I save that?
That's what Carlos just once for, I'm sorry.
Does Batman ever say, eat my dust? Use that as the sound effects.
Keeping that PG-13 rating.
Eat my dust.
We're selling this on itch.io, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Ooh, reddish, brownish.
on a completely random note, now that I think about all the past games I've made, most of them are peaceful. They don't involve killing things.
Take it easy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Holy
I
crap,
know
programming,
that's
yeah, programming AI sucks. So. Batman wouldn't say that.
The programming AI sucks.
I think probably. Possibly. I don't know.
It's probably some worse things.
I love the whatchamacallit, the Paragon grid or whatever from Dungeons and Dragons, where they'll have like, lawful evil, lawful good stuff. And then they have one for Batman, and it's just Batman applies to all cells, and they're like, yep.
Also depends on the day of the week.
Exactly. This is a Chinchilla dust bath video. The music is amazing. We must add this YouTube video somehow.
What is it in? Oh, I don't have chat open.
There's a chinchilla. Oh, there's one of the best.
Oh my God! Wait, send me that on Discord.
Okay, sure.
There's a Chinchilla
Actually-
versus cat video.
No,
I don't know what
I
happened.
don't want
Chinchilla
that. That
versus
seems.
cat.
No.
Wait, why is it in a boat?
The boat floats on water. So therefore, if there's ever water, it'll float.
Right.
Someone literally bought like a sushi boat.
Yeah, I mean, it makes it look really nice, but they're just kind of zooming in on it's like cat
Where
litter.
should I put this? Should I just have to direct message you to a
Yeah.
friend on
You just have to secure it inside the cardboard box.
They're actually loud.
Yeah.
I mean,
All robots are loud.
yeah, I mean, otherwise, you wouldn't tell them much
All right, so we have.
I sent you the chinchilla best video.
It's looking a mess.
It's gonna be the time of his life.
Oh, it's slow motion.
Yeah, the first.
Remember to mute the music.
Oh yeah.
This is Twitch.
Oh my God.
Just
That's
pretend this is a
incredible.
bionic
That
one.
happy chinchilla.
Looks very happy.
Oh, you haven't gotten to the last part yet. Yeah, right around
So it
there.
can't be a dust shooter, it's gotta be like a dust blower. So it's like a flamethrower that shoots dust. Right? Instead of flames. It's just. What do we get?
So cute.
So this is how chinchillas clean themselves.
Oh, there's a whole family.
That is our excuse for watching this.
Now, yeah, we're doing research. Doesn't look like there's a lot of dust for it. I can't believe it.
I bet there's 1.5 pounds of it.
Yeah. They're just like. Chill versus cat.
Children's.
Ah, interesting.
All right, we're not getting distracted.
Dust bathing is an animal behavior characterized by rolling or this is Wikipedia by the way, so citation needed. Animal behavior characterized by rolling or moving in the dust or sand for the likely purpose of removing parasites from fur, feathers, or skin. Dust bathing is a maintenance behavior performed by a wide range of mammals and even species. For some animals, dust bathing are necessary to maintain healthy feathers, skin, or fur, similar to bathing in water or wallowing in mud.
So that's why you can get the dust bath, because otherwise they have parasite transmission.
There you
Exactly.
go. That's really good.
That's actual lore.
Yeah, that's legit lore right there.
And we're born. Let's do it.
So, I mean, we gotta call these dust that you give to these chinchillas hugs first. And then we gotta make sure you've given enough hug dust to your chinchilla to have it satisfied.
Let's see.
Imagine with like fake pen or something.
Yeah. Oh, so is it like dust always around you when you're walking around? I'm sure Batman says something, come here. He's like walking around and come here.
Whoa, what's this article effect?
This is an explosion.
It looks like whoa.
It's compiling shaders still. But I wanna- This is like the starter content, but this is also a fun Unreal thing. Is like you have to wait for everything to compile before it actually shows up. 'Cause that does look like I've used this in like other things before. It's like a really cool asset. It's just oh, so now it's coming in a little.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Use only commercially manufactured chinchilla dust, as it is made to imitate the dust in their natural habitat.
Yeah.
Just take a rock and you will blender for a couple days.
We go to the dust.
I don't know. Yes.
We need the
Yeah, I
boat
see.
face and the pinkest pink.
They're actually doing something like that. Argentina and Chile.
Oh, they used to live in this area, but now they live in
What part of Chile? Because Chile is a rather very tall country.
It's like the middle
What?
part.
Oh, okay. That actually is very informative. And no sarcasm implied on that. I'm being very serious.
There's more than one species of chinchilla.
Leave the dust bath in the cage for 10 to 15 minutes. If left longer, the chinchilla may use the dust excessively out of boredom, and too much use can cause skin to become too dry. In addition, when the dust is left in the cage too long, the chinchilla may use it as a litter box. Offer dust baths more frequently and humans like it. Decrease the frequency and bathing time if your chinchilla is scratching more than usual or has dry, flaky skin.
Does it say anything about other chinchilla?
That's a good question.
I always like to really touch on it and see if they get handled. So it doesn't seem like
Can you hug?
So the character's hugging and he's hugging. But he doesn't know.
no, you can't give them dust baths.
It's like saving baby birds and probably
Find them farting them with leaves.
Either that or you pick them up and throw them in the restaurant, right? That we put up there.
Well, that's an interesting thing. If you run around picking up the chinchillas and putting them in dust baths. It's a different kind of
It's more of a resource.
You have to collect them and eat.
Yeah.
Which basically does it,
Is human harmful to chinchillas.
Oh. Look at the flat chinchilla. Oh, whoops. For a second. Remove it. It's just squished.
I mean, what if we actually made it fat by what keeping length the same, making it high and tall? And then it's just like one on. Yes. That or some kind of malnourishment that.
It get back into place.
Yeah. Classic animation.
Squash and stretch.
Yeah, squash and stretch. So in regards to the question of can you hug a chinchilla, touch it, or cuddle it, the answer seems to be mostly yes. It is important to understand that being, I thought there were desert animals, but I might be wrong. I mean, again, depends on the location. Because Chile is such a southern area. The northern area of Chile does, but like the further south you go, the more New York it becomes.
Yeah, they're more, I think they're more northern.
Huh?
They're more northern or northern.
Right, okay.
There's one part that's more north than others.
Because of the interesting thing about their skin attribute is that it captures moisture really well, which is why they don't take baths, apparently. It's designed, their fur is designed to capture moisture really well, so instead they have to remove that moisture via dust baths, is what my research, what my Google food is telling me. And you know, as a programmer, Google is a fine resource for finding out all your programming problems, including how to raise a chinchilla.
You're on your way to the 10-page report. Well, what would happen if they get too wet then?
I don't sound naturally sarcastic, Taco Pill.
It takes effort.
Yeah. I think most rodents are like those, to be honest. Because I remember hamsters have a similar problem. They said once or 2 or 3 times a week, so they don't need it like as frequently as we do, apparently.
The best pass.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, well, first off, humans don't dust bath, but they don't need to shower as
Oh, that's a nice dust bath.
they don't need to dust bath as frequently as
Okay, play it
humans
again.
has to shower, is what I meant to say. But then again, that's because humans have standards.
Is it for 1.5 pounds of dust?
Yeah. I mean, that's quite a lot of dust. On top of taking like litter boxes into account, they strike me as a rather expensive pet to keep around. No, I'm not giving you ideas, Greg.
About
Pretend I said nothing.
walk the screen, trying to figure out.
Oops.
So we gotta have these random chinchillas falling from the sky. I assume you're working on that.
I am trying.
You could not make it random by like, requiring you to drop the rock at all times.
Your chinchilla fall rock. That's when the screen shakes, you throw it away. When the chinchilla comes to the sky.
see how well this.
I see a little bit of
Trying to make it so that the particle cures when you hit the
Yeah.
chinchilla.
I think I know what's happening because I think I have it. I'll go back to.
Is the pop is it in check?
Yeah, because I just have it defaulting to get the actor. It's transform. So wait, so like just make transform. There we go.
So you have to figure out what location to place
Yeah, so this is just like this is how you spawn like other objects. But then, yeah, the scale is like an issue. So I need to actually run back to, probably copy this at some point. Change the viewport.
This is very serious game development.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
Very serious game.
There's
Why?
moving scenes.
It's so serious. We learned about how to make this chinchilla.
Oh my god.
Is it coming from the spot when the chinchilla initially spawns?
It's coming from 000.
Yeah, I think so. Well, we're getting closer now.
If it was not copyrighted music, I would have suggested adding like some sort of random commercial theme song. Just to make it have extra impact every time an explosion occurs.
Because it was a song that the classic Kmart commercial, you can shit your pants. Well, once again, you can shit anything from Kmart.
I believe in it.
They don't remember it. Hey, let's see this.
Forgot to. Alright, breakpoint. That's how you do breakpoints in Unreal. So I just want to see where it thinks the location. Look at that action shot. Oops. Alright. Oh, yeah. Alright, let's remove breakpoint there.
I think our attempt at adding CC copyright.
Well, we could get it, I don't know why. There's some sort of like fireball in the sky.
They're angering the stupid copper dots.
Yeah. That was succeeded right now.
As you can see, game development is really easy.
Oh yeah.
In all seriousness, I do believe anyone can do it. Right. However, it is something that does require patience and perseverance. That is true of any form of art. And practice.
There we go.
So much dust!
How else would you know that it's rolling around in dust? Just giant explosive chinchillas. Constantly exploding.
We can just get rid of the smoke part of that. And then recolor all the red into, yellowish.
Actually, I think this one.
Yeah.
I mean, if we what if we look for flame door effect, test cloud, and it creates like a line on test.
Were you paying attention, Joan?
Not really.
No. Can you repeat that again?
Oh, actually. Yeah, sorry. I like that's too much now.
Fried rat anymore.
Let's go to.
I'm impressed about how he's stuck with all
Yeah.
I really don't think we need the exposure just for this.
I agree.
Yeah. So you buy this for that's a part.
Split. Fireball, firelight.
Yeah, we definitely
Those
need the
sparks.
And then we can recolor the smoke dust so that it's not on multiply.
Actually, what happens?
Not really a good factor.
I don't know what. I'm trying to see if there's like. Oh wait. That might do it. Oh, that's shockwave, I think.
There's even dust packets that combust on.
Yeah, we're holding a vacuum cleaner. Just throwing the vacuum packets that are full of.
Save that and just see how that looks. Well, it kind of. Well, we could work on it later, but this also. It's a nice like indicator of like what happened. Oh, that's so cool. I like that a lot.
Yeah, what if you turn up the size down so it's like facing us?
Yeah.
So we wouldn't have the little fire.
Alright, so I changed
Maybe
it
we
to
can
1.
update the shader on the spear that you're shooting at so that it looks a little more dusty.
Yeah, I might do that.
I think maybe you make the dust smaller and centralize it around the shooting particle so it's between it. In case you get closer on.
Yeah, they go out to it's the same thing at this spot. Yeah, the flames.
The only problem is I can do it by the cloud just going really fast.
Stop to get chinchilla. Sorry, you cut it off.
The way I have it triggered right now is like whenever it comes in contact with another physics object, it
Oh yeah.
launches. So
I mean, does this chinchilla look alive? We gotta give it a text box. That will
Says, "I'm-"
convince the human beings that it's alive. Every player will look at it and be like, oh, there's a text box. Of course a chinchilla's alive.
Okay, I have like a chinchilla like updater. Like it lets you know, oh, it's happy and exploding.
Just a little square on like top right corner that just says chinchilla status, and it'll go from green to red.
I could do that pretty easily. I want to.
It's twitch.tv/techdiveInspace.
See if this works. I think it might. Pretty sure that's what I did before. Now we have like dust particles. Yeah, because it's just, it has a collider on it, but it doesn't have physics, which I could do. Simulate physics now.
Oh, that's just
Oh, it went flying.
Meteor!
Oh, there it goes. It's just flying away.
Final Fantasy VII has truly taught us an important lesson about meteors.
Yes, thank you for coming. I also don't know what to do with this because it's just staring now. I don't know.
Make it Navi. You know,
That's
it's
true.
there to give you a tutorial. Click on the mouse button to shoot your dust balls. Yeah.
Yes. The most natural of game tutorials of Bionicle. Yeah.
It's just like, what? Placeholder.
Oh my god. You just jump on top of it and it explodes. Yeah. What if kind of thinking right now. I don't know what I'm thinking right now. I like the idea of like a status updater for the chinchilla, like it'll let you know what the mood
You only
is.
have a certain amount of chassis and it's wherever it's going, otherwise it dies. Or it turns
Or-
into a chupacabra.
Yeah.
You just change the color of the text for it.
I could. I mean, adding text would be.
The light in its eyes fades.
Yeah.
Well, that's a little subtle.
That's- yeah.
You have to zoom into their eyes.
Maybe their
We
eyes
have
get
a-
bigger. And the light fades after that.
Oh, wait. I want to look for a chupacabra Some of these are interesting. There's a Cookie Monster. What? Milk Walker.
That's because Albert was supposed to be his favorite group. Some caged purple monster dude.
What?
Hmm?
All these. I don't understand.
Hmm.
I thought this was a good idea.
Sorry, is that a weird monster over a man who's holding him?
This one?
WIP.
It's probably a tilt brush, yeah. Work in progress. Big Trouble. Oh, that's kind of cool. This is gonna take forever to load, probably. We'll leave that. I ca-
No reason to read this.
Pink Monster. So that's really intense. Oh, maybe. I mean, that kind of seemed. Oh,
Maybe.
Yeah, no, let's
Either-
take a look.
I mean, this kind of like.
What's
you
the
know-
harm of downloading it?
Yeah,
Unless it's copyrighted.
this kind of looks.
Yeah, we just kind of, what? Give
Yeah, what's
another
the
paint
pose?
credit?
I mean, I'll be
Yeah.
shocked when I'll be shocked and surprised when Chinchilla turns into that. So, from a game mechanic standpoint, to make it go like, oh snap, I should get away from this creature.
Yeah.
It'll be pretty obvious it happened too.
Yeah.
Oh, that.
You are now making decisions.
There's
Well,
a
on the
make.
top is kind of like furry.
Yeah. Yeah, that actually looks like what a. It's a lot closer to Chinchilla than what we actually
It
have.
looks like a rabbit.
They could maybe it's like there's change into different types like.
Oh, neat. I like that idea.
Yeah. So let's download both of these. Oh, FBX. Good.
It needs a hug. Thank you for reminding us that, Taco Pill.
Maybe perhaps if the chinchilla takes initiative and tries to hug you with that form.
I thought we came to the decision that the dust particles that you sprinkle on the chinchillas are called hugs.
You don't find the chinchilla.
The chinchilla hugs you.
Whoops. What am I looking for? I'm looking for this.
I don't know. A game over screen saying you've been hugged does not sound very convincing.
Buzz.
I mean, as opposed to.
Oh, it's Totoro.
You have not taken care of your chinchilla.
You're a failure of a pet.
Yeah, you're
Go write an essay.
Well, it's
Sounds good.
Google.com has control of your pointer. That's it.
That's an ominous.
Yeah. Oh, it's so hard to. So this was definitely tilt brush, I think. That is really
Oh
cool.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's cool.
It was very, very hard to center this at all. It's probably slowing down Firefox a ton. So let's get those two in. Let's do Buzz too. This seems. I like this one. Make sure. I like that. FBX. Nice.
This can't be happening.
Let's get back to
That was my
here.
poor impression of Eternal Darkness.
I was gonna say you're downloading this person's files and not even giving them a like.
Oh, can you? Oh, I guess.
Ta-da!
Spreading the love.
Yeah, Spike.
Spike has the most likes, and that should be the farm model.
We got some choices now. Let's rename this Monsters. Let's get some. Oh, those are great names. I love it. Thanks, Google. Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
What?
What is
This is
that?
Spike?
This is Lola, I think.
I think I could see like this came from like a template where they just kind of threw together different monster cards and made their own one. So it's actually just a file of a bunch of individual monster cards.
Yeah, that makes sense. This is so. I mean, if she made it in blocks or something, like.
My heart sings.
Now we have body parts.
Yeah, that's true actually. I kind of. Well, all right, that folder's lost now. I kind of wish I threw that in the subfolder. Monster 2.
We have learned an important lesson today.
Spike.
Oh, great. All right.
1%.
Oh no.
I'll be right back. Good time here.
Maybe we should have opened this in Blender.
Maybe. I'm not. Well, I might mess around with it a little bit. I like having the body parts though, because then we could just like put these ears on the rat, and I don't know. That could work. Wait, Unreal's gonna take a bit. What's
Unreal.
It's Unreal.
Yeah.
What's chat up to?
Look at the description of that. I don't know what that's referring to.
Yeah, neither do I. Well, in the meantime, let's talk about the new Nintendo cardboard.
Oh my God, yeah.
I'm really looking forward to that actually. Even though I probably won't buy it and have any fun with it, but like I know definitely a kid self me would be all down for building cardboard. Quite frankly, I'd actually just buy the cardboard alone and call that a day.
I legit, like, I'm probably going to get one because my mom is, like, super into it.
Yeah.
I mean, she did write 2 books on, you know, paper crafting and tech. But I really, I like it a lot because it's, like, a super ingenious way to use the Switch. What's it? It's Nintendo.
It's a logo or something? Labo, yeah. See, I was as close as Chupacabra.
Oh, there it goes. Go faster.
So much. Here we're
So
advertising
much money.
Nintendo for Nintendo without being paid. But yeah, no, in all honesty, like, I love this. We need more.
It's so smart. And I mean, the thing I was like kind of saying on Twitter a bit was like, you know, it's really, it kind of opens up like indies to say, you know, like come up with an alt control that like you post the schematics for like a cardboard or sewing pattern or something, and you know, use that as a like, I don't know, there might be some game where you could sew something together, and I have no idea what game that could be.
For those curious, I was reading the Ars Technica article. It seems like the fundamental way of controlling these games is via an IR sensor. An IR sensor or infrared sensor can tell what distance things are. So it's checking to see how far certain parts are moving, and then making calculations from that information. So that's how like the piano sort of works.
Yeah, it's like it's pretty basic. It's pretty basic tech,
Right.
but it's like just really, it's something really, like it makes sense why it's in there now, because like when they first announced the Switch, like they made a really big deal about the IR sensor that could detect gestures
Right.
and things, and like 1-2 Switch was the only game that's like ever utilized that.
Everybody questioned what the heck is this for? Well,
Yeah.
now we know.
So it's really cool. I am really curious to see like, you know, how far they're going to go with it, and you know, I like the idea of it spawning this like community of people like making their own controllers and peripherals and stuff to.
Please do not put this in the suggestions list. We do not have we do not have a dev
Switch
kit
yet.
for Switch, nor are we allowed to expose per NDA agreement with Nintendo, nor are we allowed to expose what the dev kits look like, what the dev kit requirements look like. Whoa! Truly a happy chinchilla.
It ran away.
Snap
So we
that
need to put in a
road.
ceiling in this game. One way.
Leave. Oh, now it's stuck on the ground. I love we still have this like one box to show us. So, the test controller.
I don't know, us landing on top of it doesn't sound like it's a good idea.
I might make that time a little bit longer.
Chinchilla.
Just complete that.
It went through space and beyond.
Oh, it's just alright. This is one thing I don't like about
Unreal.
yeah, it kind of works now. Yeah, it's just moving files around is like hard to parse out.
Feels like there's so many windows. Like
Yeah.
Windows inside windows.
It's
Very Unity.
yeah, like Unity, it's like you just have like the editor and then like Visual Studio or Mono Develop or just whatever your coding environment is. But this one, like the thing with Unreal is like it's got a ton of like subtools in it, which Unity kind of does, but they make it like a panel more than like a actual window. But
To make sure everything is talkable.
yeah, but like Unreal is like it goes nuts with everything because it has its own like model viewer and there's like a ton of stuff it does, which I think is just how stuff's been built up over the.
Alright, we got
Few years.
45 minutes to into a game.
Oh, we're
This-
finishing it today.
No, well, I mean I guess I could talk about like my idea kind of with starting this was like this would be we do something like this like every other week, but then like maybe. Like my idea kind of was like we work on this game for like maybe like 6 sessions and then we move on to like a new engine with like maybe a new developer because like I could tell you I am not looking forward to
Doing all
streaming
this.
this
That's completely fair.
for the whole year.
I'll be open to hosting the next one too myself. That'll be interesting because I'm such a oh sorry, I didn't mean to cut off Frederica.
We're still going, so.
Oh, I only meant to say like because I often work solo, it's gonna be quite a jump in my game development skills to now take suggestions only and trying to make games based off of that. It's like, oh, I don't have any control over what I'm making, but there's a lot of chinchillas and dust. So I guess I'm supposed to be happy with this.
And animals.
Huh?
And
And
Bionic,
Bionicles.
Yeah, and Bionicles.
And one would be wrong.
Well, a Martian rock, to be fair.
Oh,
Frederica?
rocks can become movies.
Yeah, exactly.
I could do one for like constructs.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
That'd be really cool. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because like we have a lot of people who I think have gotten very used to like teaching all this stuff very fast. I mean, because like I like because when we first started doing the streaming, like I was trying to do like more game development stuff, and it kind of like was very hard to figure out like what would be interesting to watch because like if it's just one of us, I mean I don't know like if I was like streaming game development, like 90% of the time, it's like I know exactly what I'm doing in my head, and I don't vocalize that at all. So then
Right.
it's like, you know, it's 3 hours of me like I say for in the first 15 minutes, like, oh, here's something I'll do, and then 3 hours later, it's just total silence as I've been coding and googling and typing and retyping. And,
It could be fun to watch as either like devolve into madness or become like semi-polished products.
yeah. So I mean, that's why I like, you know, I came up with this idea, and I really liked, you know, I just wanted to like see like how well this goes, which I think this is working out.
This is working out
Pretty well.
shockingly well. I think your game engine of choice really worked out, because I'm trying to imagine what this looks like for Unity, and I can already imagine.
Yeah, we'd be like, we'd have like a plane, and maybe, I don't know, like we'd just get like something moving around.
I don't know if anyone's seen my time lapses. Holy crap. You don't see anything happening until like the second half of the video.
Yeah, it does take a really, like, I mean, Unity is very flat, like Tara was saying, like, you know, it's I mean, and I kind of said in like my lesson night, like, you know, it's really powerful, but like to get up to, you know, the graphical fidelity of Unreal, and more importantly, like just the visually functionality of it, like it does take a while, but it is like, you know, something where you can work out at your own pace. I mean, I've definitely done games like where I just plopped in a bunch of like, you know, assets and spheres and things, and you know, you can make something like pretty quickly with like your standard assets, but you know, Unreal kind of opens things up, because I mean, like having its own material editor is really nice, and shader and particle editor and all that, because Unity's very like code. I mean, they're kind of working towards more visual stuff, I think. Like I haven't tried their like camera system at all.
Which is a separate asset. Yeah, Cinemachine is
Cinemachine.
not part of the editor for some reason.
Yeah. Sounds like.
Somebody else on the account, maybe it's in the right?
Hmm?
Are they doing anything new for the 2018 or the 18 maybe? Are you hearing nothing about it?
No, it's in
They're at the
beta.
73, right?
What was,
18 was
yeah.
in the beta?
Right,
I haven't-
2018.
I don't know what.
Let's check it out. Here we're going to be short.
I know they're really trying to sell the same machine and then also the time now, but I don't know what their newest one is going to be.
I'm going to. Yes.
They did get 3D video in there, and I believe they finally updated their video API, which is nice. And would have been nicer if we had it earlier. Community very welcome. Forum, answer, feedback, blah, 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 blah. No threat, blah, blah, blah. Assets. Get ready for early access of 2018 beta is already out. Sneak peek. New rendering architecture. There's now scriptable renderer pipeline. Clearly, this means something for everyone in the world, and they're not totally not for only for programmers and specific programmers at that. Wait, what? Shader graph tool? There's a new shader graph which is designed to work with SRP and able to build shaders visually. Instead of handwriting code, you can create and connect nodes to graph. Wait, what?
What?
That is huge!
That's a big deal.
That is huge!
They were just saying in Unity, the new like 2018.1, I guess, which is just in beta right now, but they're saying there's a shader editor now, which is kind of really big deal.
I'm gonna be out there.
Oh, thank you for coming.
Thanks, coming. There's a preview of C# job system.
What were you guys' names? Oh, were you Snapchat?
Oh, Taro Mia.
Already.
Rodrigo?
Right. Okay.
And John.
Roots.
Hey, see ya. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, there's a C# job system, which is basically threading. Change system requirements, which doesn't really mean much. Okay, so they're deprecating the particle system, good to know. The old one, that is.
Yeah, they've been talking about that for a while, but I thought they did that like already, but that's good to see.
But yeah, no, what the new shader graph is ridiculous. What is this? Visual shader creation, new shader graph is SRP.
Maybe substance or something.
Oh, aka the SRP, descriptive rendering pipeline.
Oh. You just collide into it. Just I mean, I don't know.
We gotta go into our inner Peter Molyneux and say, these chinchillas, we need to be able to relate to them in a fundamental level.
Let's start adding. I'm gonna kind of work on the idea of we have to keep them happy, maybe.
Yeah, I love that.
So like if they aren't happy, then they start turning into monsters. So we'll just say.
What was her name again?
Helen?
Helen.
Helen.
Helen. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. So we're keeping in line with Helen's idea. That's good. Yeah, no, I agree with their perspective on that. I definitely would like to see these chinchillas happy.
How do you spell happiness?
Happy.
Okay, that was right. Okay. I had it right, and it's like it's getting yeah. Actually, we'll make that. Which this is how you choose like a data type. You just like have these color coded things.
As part of the 2018.1 release, we will be introducing a new real-time rendering architecture option known as descriptive real pipeline. We will roll out the SRP iteratively. SRP places the power of the modern hardware and GPU directly into the hands of the developers and technical artists without having to digest millions of lines of C++ engine code. SRP is extensible and powerful option to make it easy to customize the rendering pipeline via C# code and material shaders. We will provide out-of-the-box templates that fit back to the SRP and are optimized for different scenarios, such as lightweight and high-definition background. The lightweight targets general cross-platform scenarios, and the high-definition one is for scenarios with ambitious graphical role, aimed at most powerful platforms like high-end PCs and consoles. SRP is in experimental stages, and you can, of course, use it to using the built-in rendering pipeline and various configuration options. So presumably on top of forward rendering, deferred rendering, and so forth, we can add in these extra pipelines, rendering pipelines, and be able to customize them. A good example that they provided was like, because you're able to customize the pipelines a little better, you can probably add in more like After Effects, and in doing so, be able to add in refraction. You can implement refraction a little better, maybe blurring based off of like, whether you're looking through windows or not as visual examples. So, I mean, it's a very technical item, but it is intended to give programmers the ability to adjust how the graphic engine works in and of itself, albeit in a very high level. The new shader graph, which is designed to work with SRP, enables you to build shaders visually. Instead of handwriting code, you can create and connect nodes in the graph network with previews at every step to help you design and debug your shaders. You had to there's at least 3 or 4 different shader graphs on the asset store right now, and they finally decided to add this in. How to get your hands on SRP and a shader graph. In the next iteration of the beta, we will be integrating these elements in a friendly user workflow for creating and using projects. If you can't wait to try them out, we made a simple sample that uses SRP built on lightweight pipeline and also includes the shader graph tool. To get started, download the sample project, open it with the 2018.1 beta, and start exploring. We have a forum post with basic instructions. Share your feedback here. Thank you for listening to Charles' epic dramatic reading. I have learned that yes, you should always wait until it's stable to download Unity, and even then, you should wait until there's a bug fix of that stable version.
Yeah, I have multiple versions of it.
Yeah.
Reviewed versions
We should probably go back and actually go through what was added inside 2017.3. 2017.3, which is the latest release, has added in apparently cloth improvements, 360 video, which is important. There's a new transform tool. That's right, they added in a new transform
Yeah, I
tool.
haven't used that.
I haven't, but it looks a lot more useful than before, which is nice to see. Basically, what we mean by new transform tool is that previous iterations of Unity, when you try to move an object, it will only let you do so off of a certain plane or off of a certain axis. But presumably, with the latest one, they'll give you access to resizing and rotating right off the bat as well.
So without having to switch to different tabs. That's the
Exactly.
difference.
That's one of the differences.
I like even switching the tabs to stop something from moving, making it appear or controls you there.
Particle system improvements. I believe they added that in so that you can now have ribbons. Ribbons is important for trail effects as well as smoke effects, where let's say you have like a scene where someone's smoking a cigarette. It will not make a whole lot of sense to kind of have these, blotches of dust going up. So they have this ribbon effect that kind of makes it look like there's a single stream of smoke coming up. So I
Would be
believe,
nice to infer.
yeah. So particle system improvements, standard particle shaders. Oh yeah, particles now have shaders. Well, particles always had shaders, but I think they added one specifically that responds to shadows and lighting. Or, excuse me, that responds to lighting, because nothing responds to shadows. GPU instances, improvements, assembly definition files, crunch compression library, async compute runtime, Xbox One X support, recorder, what was that for? Standard events, progressive light mapper improvements. Yeah, most of these are comparably not interesting. Previous releases included AR support, tile mapping, which was horribly broken when I was using it. Yes, that is why my game sucks. And definitely not the reason why I'm a bad programmer.
Yeah, I fooled around with it a bit, but I was just like, I read just movie and stuff, but I guess they could see that. The videos they showed looked really nice. They were doing it really well, but probably maybe a lot of that was already rehearsed quite a bit.
What the tile map does well is it definitely lays out everything in a grid-like fashion, and furthermore, it lets you, with the proper scripts, it lets you automatically create boxes of any arbitrary sizes and make it look right by using a series of sprites for that. So for that purposes, I thought it was very useful. The purposes where it started falling flat was I wanted to have separate colliders for each different layers. They don't have that. There's not layers per se. There's a whole, you need to make a whole new tile map and let it tell the graphic renderer to know to draw on top of the previous lower one to make that happen. And I was not a huge fan of that because my game required a lot of layers to make it happen. In this Twitch stream, we talk about Unity only, and not about Unreal, which is what you're seeing on the screen.
Well, I didn't know much about Unreal. Isn't it like what is like getting? I was sitting here, looking up things like just getting posts and text. I wouldn't know how to do that, and that's like something that's not so difficult to me. So I know that.
Yeah, it's not that difficult. I just am not as
if you just
familiar.
don't know it, right? Then it's
Yeah.
the most difficult thing in the world.
Pretty
That's
much.
Like the common denominator there. And like all of their commands and stuff here, like Explorer and stuff. Just get this out.
Yeah, like basically what I'm trying to do now is I have this like HUD that I'm just trying to set so it's like connected to the player character. One thing that's kind of interesting about Unreal is like just how super dynamic everything can get. Like I mean, like one thing you can kind of see what I did. It's like when I dragged off of this, or when I did. I think alt. Good. Like you can drag off, right click and click on promote to variable, and it just like automatically sets everything up. So like you have a new variable that's basically a player character. Let's say player. But it's like designed to like do everything like super fast, which is really nice. Because like in other engines like Construct and I mean ones with like visual scripting, like it made sometimes there's stuff like you'll name something and then forget like what it's named, but like this is kind of nice because it just tries to make it as consistent as possible across like at least within the object. And then there's stuff like this is technically like a function. Like what I'm literally. Oh, so I go to designer. So this is the designer of like this is just like what the HUD will be. I could just drag in like objects.
Is that your canvas?
Yes, this is just like Canvas in Unity. But like when you click on an object, like one of the things I did here. So like when I clicked on text block, you can right click and click create binding, which makes a function that basically will be set up to to do whatever text you needed to. Like one thing it's kind of hard to get used to because like like in Unity, like at least the way I code in Unity is like I try to make everything like as contained as possible within like have like player controller, and then like everything the player does is done through that. But in Unreal, it's like every component you have will have its own like subcomponents and subfunctions and things. So it's like like whatever you set up here like can't really be used in like another HUD. Like you would have to do the process. I mean, there might be ways to do it, but like initially at least like I don't know how you could like connect like everything together. I guess like also the other thing is like all the code for like the player character, it's like there isn't a centralized place for it. It's like everything is spread out throughout like whatever components and things you've like added throughout the game. So it makes it really hard to like like you can modify stuff pretty easily. Like they designed it pretty well. So like if you can mess up things and you can kind of debug like where stuff's happening, but like if you remove an asset, then like everything all over the place will like break up, and which is something like I got pretty good at like avoiding Unity. If like when I removed something, it wouldn't like destroy like half the game. But like everything, yeah, I don't know. It's like when you look at like a super like when you look at their project files, like that's saved, I believe. Also, the other thing is like you have to manually save like everything all the time. It's like when you look at first person blueprint, it's like, oh, this could make sense at some point, but then when you get into the nitty gritty of it, it's like just a bunch of like wires and boxes all over the place. So it's I don't know. It's something to get used to. At the moment, like I think I'm doing projects in Unity just because I know Unity a ton more. Let me. And now I lost where my.
Let's talk about other random exciting updates for software. I happen to have a blog page for Blender project in 2018 to look forward to. They plan on releasing on July, but then they said if we're late, then there's August.
All right, that is true.
But anyways, so finally, they plan on adding physically based rendering into their editor so that they can have the models that people are making inside their editor be affected by light in real time. So they can actually start modeling with lighting happening instead of looking at the splash shader thing that we were doing back in the lesson night, back in Wednesday. I mean, you can make it so that it switches to material mode, but the performance is a lot lower that way. Apparently, they're actually working on PBR, physics-based rendering renderer to let you do that in real time. So that's interesting. That also means that I believe they actually are deprecating a feature, which is that any systems that I think requires OpenGL there that can support only up to OpenGL 2, I believe, is going to be deprecated and say, okay, or it's going to be removed from the requirement. So if your GPU is unfortunately too old, then I don't think you can run this. Is my understanding. Grease pencil.
Oh God.
Oh, what happened?
No, I just realized why I was having so much trouble with the variable is because I put the variable on the chinchilla, which is not a player character. So that's why I was having so much trouble searching player character and trying to find a variable on there. Okay. I think I know how to work it from there, but yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, we have 20. We have 20 minutes left, so thankfully this will not be like late night coding stream.
Grease pencil. Grease pencil is it's really just a pencil in 3D space. So it lets you create. Use for Blender, actually. Yes, in Blender you can draw 2D artworks inside 3D space, because of course. Apparently they're adding a lot of really cool modifications to that, such as being able to modify drawn sprites inside the application on the fly by using this 3D toolset, so that you can make the arm larger or add in some little tweaking adjustments to the animation. So that's cool. Well, you can't. Now eventually you can. You're not wrong, I guess. You can do that in Krita actually now. They're working on updating the UI. As always.
Through Blender?
Yes. Hey.
A lot of work, yeah.
When it started, when it was 2.49, you cannot believe how much jump from 2.49 to 2.5 was.
Yeah, I have no idea what was in there. But I mean, so they have made changes, huh?
Yeah, they have.
Where they're at now is an improvement.
Yeah. Oh, it's such a drastic. It's such a drastically better improvement. And I know it's not great, but still. An example that I like to bring up with Farika already knows about this. But the example I like to bring up about the amazingness that was Blender 2.49 is the question of how do you save your file? It's a generic thing. So you think to yourself, okay, I just have to hit the file button at the very top left-hand corner, and then that'll bring up a context menu that says save, and you'll let me save as a Blender file, right? So that's how it should work. And 2.5, yes. And 2.5 and up, Blender 2.5 and up does do this. Very logical. 2.49 does not. There is a file button at the top, or at least it looks like a button. So you're thinking to yourself, oh, I can click on this. You do, and nothing happens. So my first instinct is, what?
Gotcha.
My second instinct is, all right, let's look it up on Google and figure out how to do this. And then after I figure it out, I'm like, oh please, you've got to be kidding me. So every window in Blender, just like Unity, is a dockable window.
Okay.
So there's a little line under the file menu bar. What you don't realize is the file menu bar is a dock. You have to scroll down that divider so that you can show the entire file menu. And in that button happens to be save.
So
now
there?
it was there. It was hidden in view this entire time. So now you click on save, and that is how you save in Blender 4.9.
Did they have Control S's? Did you do that?
Yes. But oh my goodness.
But yeah, I mean that would be awkward.
that's an understatement of the day. This is Taro Mia saying, back in my days and get off my lawn.
Well, at least they fixed it pretty quickly. With the next
Quickly?
release. Well, I guess.
2.49 was out for at least 3 years, and everybody had to survive that UI.
Yeah, I remember.
Wow. 4.9 and 5.0.
Yeah, I remember like when I was in college, like it was like the year that I think senior year was like when they went from 4.9 to 5 in Unity, and it was like I had been working on a project in 4.9 for like a year at that point, and we were like starting a new project for my work, and basically it's like everyone else went to GDC, and like it was the first year I heard about GDC, so it's like, oh, what the heck is that? And then everyone's like, it's something you have to go to. But like when everyone was there, they released like 5, and then I looked through it, and I was like, basically spent a week saying we have to like redo the whole project in this because it will solve every problem we've had since the beginning. This state of the 4.9 project, which was like basically this giant environment thing where VR was tacked onto it, and this was like prototype like Kickstarter Oculus VR. And it got to the point where if you hit spacebar, the game would crash. And there was nothing connecting the spacebar to anything. It was literally just you hit spacebar and it just crashed. And like even if you said spacebar does nothing, like you type that code in, it was just like nullify it, it would just still happen. And we couldn't figure it out. And then it will never be solved because we abandoned that for 5 very quickly.
Then it was solved.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Interesting. So Taco Bill says save often. Then Ash, should we wrap up soon? I answered soon. And then Taco Bill says fans are getting loud.
It's probably this thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's-
We are launching the
Yeah, you can
projectors.
barely hear it.
Well, next time we'll try and get the quieter projector.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's true. Let me see if this works before. It probably will not.
Some more Blender stuff. They're working on what's called a workflow in Blender 101. It says, this is where the new workspace and application templates come in. In Q1 and Q2 of 2018, the first prototype of radically configured simple blenders are going to be made, also known as the Blender 101 project. Meanwhile, work continues on usability and configuration in daily production environments. Blender's latest Open UV Spring is going to be used for this. There's some new layer system allowing you to organize scenes in a better way, blah 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 blah. New UI theme. No, there are no pictures yet. Great. Cycles. We saw the rise of AMD GPUs. By the way, there are actually more description on the new UI theme. I'm skipping it over on purpose. Cycles. We saw the rise of AMD GPUs thanks to a full-time developer who worked on OpenCL, which is actually really cool. OpenCL for a year. Blender is now a good choice for using AMD hardware, which is nice because rendering is super slow without the power of OpenCL. So I'm glad to see that on top of NVIDIA, and I think NVIDIA was supporting it. I might be wrong. At least Intel was supporting it. Now that AMD is supported on Blender, I'm happy to hear that myself. Here's a important one. One of Blender's best features that it has a completely integrated 3D creation suite, enabling artists to create projects from concept to final edits or playback. Unfortunately, the game engine has fallen behind in development, not getting focus or development time it needs. There are many reasons for this. One of the reasons is that the code base for BGE, or Blender Game Engine, is too much separated from the rest of Blender. That means that the newly added Blender features need to be ported over to the engine tool. For 2.8, the project we want to achieve a better integration of BGE and Blender itself. The EV project, which is the PBR, or the physics-based rendering project, has proven already how important real-time tools are and how well this could work for interactive 3D design and game creation. That being said, outside of Blender.org, interest in Blender-related development for game engines happens too. Check out the Blender port UKBGE, for example, or the fascinating Armory engine, CMH12, which written in Axe and Kai. And don't forget the open source WebGL environments Blend4Web and Verge 3D. So apparently they're working on making sure BGE is up to date. Assets and presets, they're working on figuring out how to make managing the files a lot easier, because right now all they have is a file browser. Green compositing, what is this?
So actually, I think we're gonna wrap up.
Nice.
'Cause
Yeah, I
I'm
can
very
I can
tired.
do a lot less commercial shrilling right now.
Alright, so, okay. Well, we have exploding chinchillas, which is
This is the important part.
kind of about where I figured the night would go. I exactly predicted exploding chinchillas would be at the end of it. And the bionicle, the floating meteorite. So yeah, like I mean, it seemed like it went really well, and yeah, yeah, I'd like doing it. Next time, I think we'll be a little bit more prepared. Try and like kind of, I might. So I guess here's the thing. The plan for this was like every other week we do this. So like, cause I still want to do like our game jam streams and then like just random game streams of like just us playing games. Cause that's always fun and brings other people in. So.
I do think it's more in line with our group motto of it's like to see what game development looks like in various different game engines. So I'm definitely in line with the idea of having this done on a regular basis.
Yeah, and I think it works out pretty well because like we get about like 4 streams a month. So like we get like 2 development and 2 games.
Sounds good.
And so I guess like immediate stuff. I am going to, when I upload the video for this, I have a Git TVGS GitHub set up, so I will commit this to that so people can fork off of it and work on it on their own. I'll also upload it to the Google Drive so you can just download the whole project itself without having to figure out GitHub if you don't know how to use that. And I probably will start doing that for like each of these streams of like we'll have like just commits of like where we ended at the end of the night. And I'll also post a link like if any of the artistically talented people want to make assets for this, I'll post a link where you can like email or upload stuff and we'll try and incorporate it into like future versions. And I think long term, like I think trying to do like 6 streams of this might get us in like a good place. I think because I think once we get the hang of like what the game is trying to do, like we have a good idea of like where we want to go with it of raining chinchilla, exploding chinchillas that turn into monsters at some point.
And you must hug them.
Yeah, hug them to prevent that. But I think like we can get like something pretty playable like in 6 streams. And like I said, like I'd like to rotate this out with like whoever wants to be brave enough to work on a game for like a couple months in front of an audience. But I mean yeah, this was pretty fun. I'm glad it worked out pretty well, and it seemed like people were very into it, which makes me very happy. So like I said, everything will get uploaded. I will post links. Like if you look on I think most of it will be on YouTube of like where you want to like submit stuff and more ideas and things. So where do I need to go from here? Oops. Go to that. But yeah, I'm very exhausted because I code for my day job is coding, and I mean this was a nice fun break, but I also kind of need to go home and sleep. So yeah, thanks everyone for came by and gave suggestions, and next week we're doing Global Game Jam, so
Yeah.
probably. Most of us are going to be there, so I don't think there's going to be a stream next week. But I guess we'll play it by ear if the one after that will be Game Club game or more development stuff, or who knows? But yeah, keep an eye on our social media stuff. It's just search for TechLog Game Space. I think it's at TV Game Space on Twitter and TechLog Game Space on Facebook.
Yes.
So I will make sure stuff gets posted there when it goes up. But yeah, thanks to everyone who worked, who helped contribute, and I'm really tired. all the like, it's like I was trying to hold out, but like all the energy kind of like is escaping. But anyway, thanks everyone, and have a good night.
Yeah, good night. Thank
Bye.
you.